Hi, welcome to CAPSIM production. We're going to be talking about production and we're going to be looking at the product Cure, and I'm going to show you how to do some of these inputs. Again, it's all in the green, the stuff that you need to manipulate and change. The unit sales forecast, the top number here, is going to be carried over from whatever you put into the marketing screen over there. Now the unit inventory on hand is whatever was left over from last year. So what you need to do on your uh, production schedule here is you need to take that figure 400, I'm going to do it right now on my calculator, and subtract 62, and it's going to give me 338. Now 338 is the amount that I want to produce, okay? And so I want it to go down here in the production after adjustment. Now the production after adjustment is that figure that's going to be after all the scrap and discard, okay? So if I hit recalculate there, if I make 338, I'm going to end up scrapping and discarding 3 of them. So what I'm going to need to do is bump this number up, and you might have to play with it a little bit to get it up to what you want it to be. In my case, 338. And there we go, I got it on the first try. Good. If you scoot on down, you can either buy or sell capacity. If you want to buy, you just type in a figure there of how much you want to buy. If you want to sell, you just hit the negative number and then you punch that in. Now let me just say, I never recommend that you sell capacity because you only make 60% back on whatever you paid for that capacity. And in the later rounds, you're really going to need that capacity, so I think it's never a good idea to sell capacity. It is a good idea to buy capacity if your segment is growing and you expect it to keep growing. So for example, if I knew that this segment Cure is in here was going to grow by 2%, well, I'd also want to grow my capacity by 2% as well. So I might do a 600 times 0.02, and I might put that figure in there. And well, we can just go ahead and do it on a calculator so I can show you what the price tag is going to be on that. So I'll do 600 times 0.02, and that's going to give me 12. Okay, and that's really nothing. So let me go ahead and recalculate that with the 12. And that's going to cost me 216, or since we're talking in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, $216,000. Now the max investment that we can make here is going to be this figure right here. That's the max that we can go up to. So we can make improvements across the board or improvements in a certain niche area, and we can make it all the way up to that. Now the last green set of boxes here is your automation. This is taking things over from actual workers and putting it into the hands of computers and digitized equipment. So if you want to increase automation, which is going to save you on labor costs, it's going to increase the time it takes to research and develop your products because you're going to have to reprogram and reset up your computers and things like that. But it is going to save you on labor costs, and it's going to be, in the long run, a good thing that's going to help your contribution margin that we talked about before. So automation is a good thing to invest in, and I'll show you it comes with a hefty price tag. Just a 0.5 there increase bumps you up to that figure for your investment so far. So again, automation is good. It's going to help your contribution margin. It is going to slow down your R&D a little bit, so it's going to be up to you to balance out those two things. The last thing I'll say on production is if we go into the production analysis, this is very important to look at how you did last year and how you're going to do next year. And this is all the information you could ever want about you and your competitors. Remember, the unit inventory we want there is 2 months or less. Ideally, we'd have just one product left over. Now, it's not going to happen like that because estimating what kind of market share you're going to get is very, very difficult, almost impossible, unless you have that magic 8-ball that tells you exactly what's going to happen. So overshoot it by a little bit, but not too much. Too much inventory is going to cost you money to have in a warehouse somewhere. However, if you stock out, if you could have sold more, but you didn't produce enough, it's going to hurt you a lot because those customers are going to be knocking at your door expecting a product and they're not going to get one. Okay, and that's money that you could have earned on that product that you didn't. So aim for anywhere between 1 unit inventory and 2 months unit inventory. I thank you all very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know.